Hi guys, welcome to Spenelli Speaks. This is Danny. Today I had this great idea to go ahead and tell you about all of the books that I kind of had read throughout the year, so you kind of had a good idea about how I read and the reviews that I would give those books, so you had kind of a starting point. But that all went out the window when I went out today and accidentally had a 10-book haul. I stopped at a few thrift stores in our area, both Goodwill and Bethesda, and ended up with 10 books taken home. So all under $10. I actually only spent $5 because I had a gift card when I went to Goodwill. I picked up some clothes and then also some books. And so I didn't actually pay for those because I had the gift card from work, so that was cool. And then when I went to Bethesda, I only spent $5, actually $6 and some change. So not too bad. So I wanted to show you what I picked up. They're in no particular order or from where they are, I'll let you know. Most of these books I have not read, and each of them have their own purpose. So the first book I picked up from Bethesda. It's The Last Lecture. And this book I have heard a lot about for several years, but never really picked it up. And when I saw it at Bethesda for only 99 cents, I thought to myself, I think this is a sign. I should probably pick this up. In reading the description, not at all what I thought it was. And I think I mixed this book up with The Secret. I think that's another one that maybe they have similar covers, but I'm looking forward to reading this. I don't know when. It's definitely not in my November TBR, but I'm assuming that it'll be in my book TBR for 2020. So that was the first book I picked up, again for only 99 cents. Exceptional value here in the book. There's really no rips or tears. The book's in impeccable condition. Even the dust jacket, there's no rips or tears, so perfect for me and what I'm going to be doing. So I'll probably take this sticker off from Target. I never really liked the stickers on there, but that's the first book that I got. Also at Bethesda, I picked up Stephen Fry's The Liar. Never heard of this, didn't know he wrote it, but I saw Stephen Fry and I was like, yes, I will have that for 99 cents. So this looks like it's gonna be pretty funny. Stephen Fry is a comedian. I love him, but really like him. I know he's got a show on Netflix that I try to watch. I also watched when he was going around the United States to each state. He stopped in Wisconsin, which is where I'm from, in the dead of winter. I don't know why. It's super cold. It's not Wisconsin all the time, but picked up his book, again 99 cents. I thought it'd be a good read, probably sometime this next year. The next book I also got from Bethesda, and that is Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. I have seen this movie several years ago. I think that was made in the 90s. I really liked the movie. It was a phenomenal movie. So when I saw this at Bethesda for 99 cents, I had to pick it up and see if, well, of course the book is usually always better, but the movie intrigued me so much to pick up the book. I'm really excited to really dive in and read more about the secret society and how it all kind of comes together. So again, not for reading this year, but definitely into next year. So very excited about that. This, I believe, is also a movie, The Lincoln Lawyer, again at Bethesda for 99 cents. Great condition, not too shabby here. I've not read a lot of criminal fiction, so this is similar to what you'd see from like a John Grisham, but I picked it up. I recall it being a movie, and I read the inside jacket and I thought, oh, maybe that's something that I'd be interested in. It sounds like the main character is a lawyer that does all of his dealings from his back seat, and he deals with criminals, con artists, drug dealers, all that kind of stuff. So sounded interesting, so I thought I'd pick it up. Hey, for 99 cents, why not? Then this is also a movie. I don't know why I gravitate towards these kind of books, but I watched the movie with Meryl Streep And Anne Hathaway loved it, of course, and thought I'd pick up the movie again, or excuse me, pick up the book. I can't speak today. Devil Wears Prada, again, Bethesda, 99 cents. What I like about this book as well, I do not like when the book has the movie cover on the book. That irritates me. And you'll see in my next one, it does have that, and I'll explain why I still bought it anyways. But I always like to pick up the books without the movie covers. I don't like picking up a book that has the movie. That's not, the movie is the movie and the book is the book, so keep it separate. So anywho, I like that I have this here. I'd like to read it, see what the differences are between the movie and the book, and I'm sure I'm gonna love it because it was a great movie. So here, this one is, the cover is from the show, The Handmaid's Tale. Like I just said, I don't like when they do that. However, in this instance, I got it because I'm not quite sure that I'm even going to read this. I don't particularly like the premise of that show, book, whichever. It's not my cup of tea, so I was really hesitant in buying this, and I got this from Goodwill, but it was 79 cents, and I figured if it sits on my shelf for a couple years and I finally get to it, at least I only paid 79 cents. Because it's not a book that I would naturally gravitate towards, it didn't bother me as much that the cover wasn't the original book cover. So that is my explanation there. I might read this. I'm not sure. The hype is too big right now. I actually did see Margaret Atwood, I believe 2 years ago, at a book festival. And she spoke, and she's a wonderful speaker. She's very witty, she's comedic, she's very sarcastic in her speeches and her way of speaking, and she spoke a lot about this. This is right when that show on Hulu came out, and I really enjoyed her, and I've read other novels from her, and I like her way of writing. However, the stuff she writes about is not what I naturally gravitate towards. So it takes a lot for me to read one of her novels. Not to say they aren't good. They're phenomenal. She's an excellent writer, but just not my cup of tea. So I figured for 79 cents, if I read it, I read it. If I don't, I don't. Now, for those of you who know me, you know that I'm getting married next October. And for those of you who don't, I'm getting married next October. But for my wedding, I'm actually having a literary themed wedding. So we're making, all the floral will actually be book pages. And then all of my favors will actually be books. So don't say anything, it's a secret. But I've been picking up books throughout the year to provide all of my guests as their favor. So the next two books are part of that. So I'm not as selfish as I look. I did not buy all these books for myself, but I found Dan Brown's Origin. And I started listening to this book in audio when it first came out. I actually got it the hardcover when it first came out as well for Christmas, and I got to about the point where everything starts happening, and then I stopped because I had to return the audiobook to the library. So I definitely want to finish this, but I picked it up for one of my guests for the wedding, and it was only 99 cents at Bethesda. I mean, this is a paperback, so, and it's one of the smaller ones, but it's an excellent condition. Hardly any ripping here. I mean, the pages are great. I mean, when I got this for Christmas, it was probably $30, and this is 99 cents. So this is for my wedding, for some lucky guest. But again, if you are watching and you know me and you're invited to the wedding, please keep that secret because it's a surprise. Again, and then this also, The Hours is one of my all-time favorite novels. I love Michael Cunningham's way of putting this all together. I love Virginia Woolf, so having her in this and then having her be an influence throughout I love this. The Hours are phenomenal. Again, this is the movie cover, but this is for one of my guests, so they can have that. I have my own that is the original Michael Cunningham cover. So, but this book is just beautifully written. One of those books that I go back to. I also own the movie, and it's one of those movies where if I'm feeling really depressed, I will watch that movie so that I can cry it all out, and then I feel better. Super weird, guys. I'm aware of that. But phenomenal novel, phenomenal movie. I believe Nicole Kidman won the Oscar that year for that movie. Well deserved. She played Virginia Woolf. But just, if you guys haven't read it, read this one. It's spot on. And then this one, I actually was not aware that it even existed in my younger days. As you can see, I've got some Stephenie Meyer here for the Twilight Saga, and I found this. It is The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. It's an Eclipse novella. I didn't even know this existed. So when I saw it at Goodwill for 79 cents, I was like, well, I'll be picking that up. And so I'll have to let you guys know how it goes. It says Bree Tanner can barely remember life before she had uncannily powerful senses, superhuman reflexes, and unstoppable physical strength. Life before she had a relentless thirst for blood. Life before she became a vampire. So then it goes on to when she's living with all of the newborns, and if you remember from, if you read it, Eclipse is when we start to find out more about, you know, the newborns, and then the battles start, and I'll have to reread all those. It's been so long. I think New Moon came out, or not New Moon, excuse me. Breaking Dawn came out when I was in my final year of college, and I read it really quickly because I was obsessed with it at that point. But that was more than 10 years ago, so I think I'm over it. But I'll have to read that and let you know how it goes. Again, all of these books I probably won't read yet this year. They'll probably trickle into 2020. But just wanted to show you my big haul. My accidental thrift store haul. This last one, again, I'm not a selfish person. When I go and I do hauls, I will bring books home for other people. But I found this one here. It's called Infinity by, it looks like Sherrilyn Kenyon? Who knows? But I found this on the clearance shelf at Goodwill, again, for 79 cents. And my soon-to-be stepdaughter is 12, going on 13, going on 40. And she likes young adult. So this is a young adult. It says, at 14, Nick Gautier thinks he knows everything about the world around him. Streetwise, tough, and savvy. Nick and his quick sarcasm are the stuff of legend, until the night when his best friends try to kill him. Basically, it's a book about vampires, zombies, and high school tragedy. So I picked that up for her because she likes that kind of stuff. And again, if I see something that looks good and it's a good price, why not, guys? So that was my haul, about 10 books for under $10, and wanted to share that with you. My next video, then I will get into more of getting to know me and the books that I've read this year and what I would say about them. Thanks always for watching and sticking through. Go ahead and hit that like and comment. I love to interact. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can see when I'm posting. I'm going to try to stick to a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule so that I keep consistent and you guys can keep me accountable. So as always, again, guys, thanks for watching. You have a great day and happy reading.